Hi, this is Susan from Susan B Cards. Today I'm going to show you some cards that I made using the Spellbinders Sealed Botanical collection. First, I use the Floral for You embossing folder. It's this embossing folder. This includes the dies to cut out the shapes. So you emboss it and cut it, and then I re-embossed it. But here are the cards that I made. This is the largest one, and that's a middle-sized one. And then there's a small one that's a tag. I matted them all using the Scallop labels and tag. So it's a set of concentric scallop labels, and then the middle one is a tag. So you can see how I just mounted all of these on there. And then I put it on a card. Alternatively, you really could cut this shape and just make it a shape card, but this is what I did initially. So to make these cards, I put the ink on the embossing folder. I use Neenah Silver White paper, and I'll link that in the description, along with all the products I used. So I put the ink on the embossing folder by pulling the pads on there, and then I took a brayer and I wanted to try to blend it a little bit better. I ran it through, and unfortunately, it didn't come out that great. I don't know why it doesn't come out that good for me when I do it that way. It ends up being really blotchy. You can see the way that I ended up getting a better, more even blend. So the way that I do that, I'm going to show you with a different color because I have another idea too that I'm going to work on all at the same time. The way that I do this is I take my ink pads and I just put it on there. I'm going to use these dark colors. And this is a gel plate. I just find it easier for whatever reason to blend my inks on here. Now it's not as dark or as much ink as you would get by going directly to the embossing folder. Maybe that's why for me it comes out better. But then I like to take a brayer and just quickly back and forth try to blend the colors into each other. I use a small brayer at the end because the brayer doesn't go all the way. It doesn't fit all the way. Now, I consider the top of the embossing folder the part that has the name on it. So it would be like this. The name is printed on there. It's also the part where the background is raised and all these images are pressed into or recessed into the embossing folder. I'm not going to do the entire embossing folder. I'm just going to do this large image. So I'm going to just try to get all three colors here. So now I have ink that's on my folder, and then I'll take a piece of paper. Actually, I do one other thing. I do like to go back through and with this brayer, just try to blend a little bit extra ink on here. Just get a little extra ink. And then I put the paper in. You can see how it's going to look. I'm going to run that through the machine and I'll be right back. So here's the image that I got. So this didn't look so great, but once you take the die and you line it up, you could tape it in place if you want. You end up with this. You can see how much nicer it looks once you lose all the mess from the embossing folder, the ink on the embossing folder. So now it's a little bit flat. It's not totally flat, but I like to just put it back into the embossing folder with no ink and run it back through. Just want to be sure it's all lined up properly. You can see, you can feel it kind of lock into place. And then when you look on the front, you should be able to see everything lined up properly. So I'm going to rerun that through, and I'll be right back. I'm going to try to pull the image that's left on the press plate, on the gel press. So for this one, I'm using lighter weight paper. This is 65-pound cardstock. So here's the image that I get. Now I'm going to let this dry and see how it looks. I wanted to show that after this dried, this was the gel plate print that I pulled. You can see the outline a lot better. It becomes more defined. Before it was kind of a mess. But you can see from this one too. It almost looks like a white pen drawing. So what I did with this to cut it out, because it's actually the opposite, you know, when you're pulling a print, you can't use this die this way. So I lined it up backwards. I held the paper up to the light, and I could actually see the image of where to cut it. And I just lined it up, I taped it in place, and then I ran it through the die cut machine that way. And then I ended up with this shape. So, something kind of interesting. It makes a nice background too, I think. If you wanted to, you know, use maybe one of the smaller ones. Just faintly, you can see the design. Like this. It's kind of pretty. So, that's just another idea of what you could do with a gel print. So I re-embossed this one. It's the same as this. So I thought that I would take some of these butterflies. These are also from Spellbinders. These are called Twilight butterflies. They're the dark ones. These are sunset butterflies. They have a little bit of orange and I think black, some blue in here. And I thought that went pretty well with this color. So I just cut it out, just kind of see before I stuck it on. There's an area here where there's a butterfly, and I think I'm just going to apply this sticker there. And I'm also going to put on a sentiment. I just have some of these already cut out. These are better press. And I'm just going to put that in the corner like that, stick this butterfly here. Try to line that up a little bit better. These are stickers, and they're dimensional. So you just peel it off. The back is some kind of metallic. It's the same image printed on the sticker. And I'm just going to line that up here. Just want to cover that butterfly. And it's nice because when you look from the side, you see that same image. So that's pretty nice. And then I'm just going to glue that like that. So that's how you use this collection. I have some smaller cards too. I don't think I'm going to put the butterflies. I haven't really decided on the smaller ones. It looks a little bit too small, I think. I think it looks good like this. I also have these Better Press plates that are the sentiments. And here they are. They say, here's to beautiful beginnings and happy ever after. Your friendship means the world. Your kindness means everything. Congratulations to you. I think you're pretty great. Best wishes today and always. Just wanted to say thanks. And they're called the New Beginnings Timeless Sentiments. and these are better pressed plates. Now there's no cutout, so that's the only reason I didn't use it, because I had embossed these, and I don't know how I would get these onto here unless I fussy cut them, and I never do a good job when I try to fussy cut sentiments, so I'm just going to use these. I'll link these below because these are actually full set plates. I have it in the package kind of messed up. What this is a press plate, and you press the entire thing, or you could foil it, and then it has the die, and after you're done you just put that over the sentiments and you die cut them, and then you have all these sentiments. I love this kind of thing. I just think for me it's so much easier to have to do this at one time, put them in a little bag, and then, or you know, you could even put them with this set, and then you can just pick whatever sentiment you want. So that's what I have today. I hope you like it, and I will post this on my Instagram and on my blog, which is susanbcards.blogspot.com. I hope you check it out, and everything will be linked on my blog and in the description underneath this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.